We weren't really sure what was happening, what was going on. He was born very small, had feeding problems, seemed to just be in a lot of pain all the time, just cried constantly.
She had numerous appointments with the GP, but they just told me I was a pedantic mother.
A lot of visits to health visitors, A&Es, doctors, told nothing was wrong.
So I've known for a long time that something was not right.
You know, they would say, oh, is it your first child? And I'd be like, no, it's my third. So I know that there's a difference.
Finley was about 3 months old. That's when he was diagnosed.
When he was born, we were in the hospital and the nurse picked up a heart murmur.
We went to a paediatrician, and that paediatrician had a wife who just done her thesis in genetic disorder called Williams syndrome.
She was diagnosed at around 10 months.
I was nearly 50, which is a long time to wait for a diagnosis.
I could have ignored a lot of what Finley was doing for 3 months, but I don't know, I just knew that there was something different about him.
The process for diagnosis is that if you think that your child might have Williams syndrome, you should go either to your GP or to your paediatrician and ask for a referral to your local genetics service.
It makes a huge difference knowing what's going on when you've got a diagnosis.
For me, it made me feel like, you know, someone was taking me seriously, that there was something seriously wrong with him. It wasn't just me being paranoid.
The school he went to then was really good, wasn't it? Because your teacher was fantastic, and then everything got into place with your statement, didn't it?
We are currently going through what was the statementing process and is now the early years planning process.
You will need to gather as much information about your child as you can in order to make an application.
Ethan is going through the general application for schools, and at the same time he's being assessed to see if he can have the extra help.
I mean, we did have a statement from the time that Katie was 5. It was years of difficulty.
The thing that is absolutely vital is that from the outset you keep every single report and every single letter from doctors, speech therapists, occupational therapists, school reports, to build up a substantial case to achieve for your child the support that he or she is going to need going forward.
Even if you don't get the school that you want, I think you should appeal and explain, because no one knows their child as well as the parent does.
It is necessary to make sure that you get the education for them that you want.
I remember sitting on the steps outside the county offices when they said that Katie couldn't go to Fox's Academy because they hadn't taken any account of the medical report, and I thought they should. And it was successful, but that was only because they couldn't get rid of me. I wasn't going to leave until I'd spoken to them. You don't remember that?
No, and I don't even know what these statements you're talking about are.
No, well, there you go.
It also helps with the statementing process if everything is written down.
So yeah, I have a file about this big at the moment with just every single letter that comes through my door.
If it is factual of what they can and can't do, then that makes a big difference.
There are 2 big folders and a box file just full of stuff, and he's only 2, so I think I'm going to have to get a spare bedroom to put it all in.
The more information you can get down, then the easier it is to get the statement that is needed, that is right for your child.
When I go down to the post, there's always a letter there that then has to get filed, and then from that appointment becomes a report, and you have to file that. And
universities have asked for help with doing any research, then we have been involved, because the information that's gained from that really does help future generations.
What is true is that they do need more support than people who don't have Williams syndrome.
And people have looked after you well, haven't they?
Yeah. Almost as soon as we had the diagnosis, we were made aware of the Williams Syndrome Foundation, and we joined.
The foundation provides a really good service for new parents.
The foundation was started by Cynthia Cooper, and Cynthia used to say that it was run by parents for parents, and essentially it's a support foundation for people who have children or family members diagnosed with Williams syndrome.
They give information, you can ring people up and talk to them. We've We've got regional contacts across the country.
And they are able to invite you to social and information events, involve you with fundraising.
And you can just relax and be yourselves because everyone's in the same boat.
But they're there to lend support to people at a sort of grassroots level.
It's really important to get some perspective on it and to see other people, to meet other parents and families.
And go through our own experiences that could possibly help other families that are just coming up to that point in their lives.
My friends have been really supportive of me, so I'm very grateful.
We've acquired so much information that, you know, you just have to pick up the phone and at least you can be given a steer on what you need to do and how you should do it.
I would recommend anyone to become part of the foundation just to get that support.